Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Well, it's Tyler Weiskup here at NFM headquarters with all your regulars. We've got Becca, we've got Hilary, and of course we have Renee. And we're talking today about cleaning beyond the routine. I'm really excited for this episode to kind of talk a little bit about everything that you need to do to get ready for spring cleaning. But before we get to that, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast, and that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life. Learn more at nfm.com. And I'm going to pass off introduction of the topic to you, Hilary.
Yes, I've got hopefully a good one prepared for you today.
Yeah.
So as we are approaching the spring cleaning season, we're all feeling a little anxious to declutter, organize, refresh your living spaces. So I'm going to share with you a little history behind the tradition of spring cleaning, explain the importance of a clean space, and offer you some tools and techniques to help you achieve the clean and comfortable space that you desire. So,
Gosh, I didn't know there was a history behind it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
know.
That's curious.
Was like geeking out over it a little bit. So spring cleaning has some pretty deep historical and cultural roots that span across a number of civilizations. So going as far back as some of the ancient civilizations, Persians would practice shaking the house, which is an ancient tradition believed to have inspired the concept of spring cleaning. It was part of the Persian New Year celebrations where people would thoroughly clean their homes to welcome in the new year. And then in some European customs, March was considered the end of winter, and people would clean their homes to get rid of all the soot and the grime that accumulated during the cold season.
Yep. Sounds similar.
Yeah,
Sounds similar
right?
to today, yes.
And so there's like a tradition of cleaning during the vernal equinox that was linked to various cultural and religious celebrations, making a symbolic renewal and start of a new season. So then fast forwarding to the 19th century in America, the arrival of spring was associated with the practical need to air out the home after long winter months. I think in recording this in February, we're all like starting to feel that. We've been spoiled with weather a little bit. But the use of fireplaces and stoves to heat your home during the winter months would lead to a buildup of dust and soot, making this opportune time for more thorough cleaning.
Yeah.
It's adding up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then now in the 20th century, modern cleaning tools and products in the 20th century made spring cleaning more manageable and much more efficient. And it's become quite the cultural phenomenon, which takes us closer to where we're at today. So Becca and Tyler and Renee, do you kind of align with some of these historical practices? Do you participate in spring cleaning?
I mean, I do. I feel like this is, I like to hibernate in the wintertime. I don't do as much things as I probably should around the house. And this is kind of the time when I'm like, okay, I got to like shake myself off, dust myself off, like literally sometimes because like I haven't showered for a long enough time. But also like
that's another episode.
But also, the house gets that way. So I definitely kind of get in the groove. Like once the weather starts turning at me, I just get that bolt of energy, and it feels like this is the perfect time of the year to kind of kick it into gear. Now, the idea of like shaking the house, like if I could just like pick up the house and like shake it clean.
Out all the
I'm
dust.
Actually really interested in the Persian technique, so I may be doing some further research.
Yeah. Put an asterisk next to that
one. Yeah. Definitely am starring that on my script here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it gets to be spring, and I'm like, okay, I feel like a lot of things accumulate over the winter.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe there's some hibernation going on. I also feel like, for me, like, I feel like with having kids, like, someone's always sick. So, like, I'm like, all right, like, time to, like, open up the windows, like, get
this
all the
outta
germs out
here.
of here. Like, I feel like everyone's just been inside and sick and whatever. So, yeah, I definitely, but I feel like, I don't know if it's just because the weather's changing or whatever. I feel like I've been getting that, like, spring cleaning bug, like, sooner and sooner. Like, so I feel like even, like, in the last couple weeks, it's been so nice out. So I've already, like, wanted to start doing stuff, which I have. But, so, I don't know. Global warming, I guess.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Yes.
I feel like as soon as I can open a window, I've got this like you're saying, bug to just get it done.
Yeah.
'Cause the fresh air comes in, you're like, oh my God, everything else is not fresh in here.
Yeah.
And you just want it all to feel that way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely, as soon as the windows are starting to crack and the blinds feel a lot brighter with the sun coming in, I'm like, yes, there's all that dust.
Yeah.
It's accumulating.
Yeah. So we all very much value a clean space. Is there any part of like spring cleaning or deep cleaning that you dread?
Where to begin? I don't love cleaning, I'll be honest. It's my least favorite chore.
I think it's hard to, like, I like if once I start, then I want to do it all, and I feel like it's hard to find that, like, those things that you can do in, like, manageable chunks. Because I'm like, if I get, like, going, then it's like I don't want to stop, but I have other things that I have to do too.
Yep.
So I feel like it's hard to figure out which project I can tackle in a reasonable amount of time, and then, like, leave it and be able to start on another one at a different time.
Yep. Totally.
I don't know. There's several like different cleaning chores. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like cleaning the bathroom. Like that's always like the worst because there's just it's gross.
It's
in
yucky.
there.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
gross in there.
100%.
So that's probably high on my list. But also like cleaning windows, I always like have a trouble because like I can't ever get it like perfectly non-streaky, and then I'm doing the inside and then the outside, and I'm like trying to compare between the two. So that's always a challenge. I feel like when it gets down to cleaning, and I also like. If I'm really being honest, like the dusting part, I know that's like there's so much like dust around, but you have to like move everything.
Yep.
It takes so much time. So that's really probably of the things that I dread for cleaning is like I gotta move everything off the counters and like store and then put things back. It's just that process of, well, I just want to get into the cleaning. I have this bug and I want to like have to pull things down.
Yep.
Snap your fingers style.
Yep.
Get it done.
That'd be
Wouldn't
great.
that be nice?
That'd be
Right?
great. I'm hoping there's
Yeah.
some tips in there.
Yes, I do have some tips
Oh,
on
perfect.
some of the things you've
Alluded
shared.
to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have anything to add to the dread list?
Just the
Renee?
refrigerator. I just think that all things gross happen in the fridge.
Yep.
Well, that's not true, but like sometimes it's scary to get in there and try to open up those like way back in their containers.
Full of-
I do agree
and
with
then
that.
just,
Perishable
like,
items.
You're like, ooh, nose plug it out and immediately take the trash out. You have to do it next to a trash day, otherwise you're
Yeah.
just going to
You're
be
paying for
attracting
it.
all kinds
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely have some tips that I think will help you out. But before I share some tips, I want to like talk a little bit about the like importance of a clean space. Hopefully, kind of motivate you into doing
Could use all that.
some of that work. So kitchen and bath, we talked about, like, just naturally it can be kind of gross areas. And like the name of the game is to set yourself up for success so it doesn't reach a point
Yeah.
that it's like
You have to just do it often
so
enough.
disgusting. Yeah, like just do like the quicker cleans more frequently. But like diving into some of the specifics, like appliances, it's really important to deep clean your appliances, your fridge, your oven, your microwave, because honestly, keeping those clean and well maintained are going to prolong the life. And like thinking about warranties, it's going to set you up for success there, and you're going to like uncover a problem before it becomes to the point of like needing to replace it, because appliances you're usually buying because it stopped
Right.
working. It's not something that you just decide I would like a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
So cleaning it can help prolong the life of your appliances, which are quite the investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're more efficient too a lot of times when they're
Yes.
if they're not surrounded by gunk and grime and
Yes.
old food.
Yeah, and the longer that stuff stays on there, like it's just like cooking it on, and it becomes like really difficult to clean, or can sometimes take off the finish on either the inside or the outside. The other area that gets overlooked a lot is cabinets. You don't think about cleaning like your cabinets, but they can food, grime, grease builds up from either like cooking, like, you know, if it's not well ventilated, like grease can build up, and just like your hands, like your hands are dirty,
and they're oily in general,
which starts to like deteriorate the finish. Or if you've got like grease or food that is on there, once you start to like try and clean that off, it can like remove the finish of your cabinets. Another thing in kitchens and baths that I think gets overlooked is grout.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm thinking about an earlier podcast we recorded with our director of flooring, and he talked about like care for flooring. But grout is a porous material.
Yes.
So, and grout is often with tile in areas that experience moisture. So bathrooms, kitchens. So mold and mildew can start to grow.
Oh boy.
In those spaces.
Our old friends, mold and mildew.
Yes. Yeah. So talking about like
I hate those
people
friends.
getting sick.
Yes. Yes.
Those things can contribute to that. And it can be susceptible to staining. So if there's things sitting on it for a long time, it can lead to like the deterioration of your grout. So that'll start to kind of like crumble away, which then starts to
I mean, then you get all the moisture underneath all of that stuff, which is even worse, I feel like.
Yeah. So around sinks, around toilets, it's just prone to absorbing moisture. And then it just really starts to go downhill from there. Baseboards, walls, and ceilings, I think, are often overlooked. Baseboards are like the perfect place for dust to start to collect. Allergens, hair, food particles start to accumulate there, which can attract pests. Which just start to, am I like totally grossed you out yet?
Almost.
And again, can contribute to some health issues from a number of reasons. Again, keeping these clean will help lengthen the lifespan of your baseboards and your walls and your ceiling. Like dirt, grime, grease can ruin the finish, start to cause some discoloration, and it just ultimately starts to make your home look overall really dingy, dirty, if those aren't clean and maintained. And regular cleaning of these areas will allow you to keep an eye out for like cracks, any of the like caulking that's maybe like needs replaced or refreshed, can help you keep an eye out for leaks or structural issues. So the idea is to like catch it before it becomes a bigger problem, and you can make more timely repairs before it becomes this like massive investment. Go ahead, Tyler.
No, I was just going to add. I mean, it sounds like a lot of the things that you're kind of listing here just go about the idea of like we're preventing these issues by being proactive with these deeper cleaning routines, especially during springtime when like we're all energized to do it.
Yes. Yeah. So the last overlooked area that I'll leave you with that we were kind of talking about, like once it gets into warmer weather, we want to open windows again. So windows, sills, and tracks, I don't think are cleaned as often as
that's the one I just did.
Yeah, is not a fun job. But what happens is like the dirt and like filth will start to build up in there, and then it starts to like affect the like mechanisms in your doors, windows. And I don't know if you've heard somebody talk about replacing windows, but it is not a fun or inexpensive inexpensive
endeavor.
Yes. So a little tip for you, talking about windows, is ideal to pick a day that's not too sunny, because the sun will make your cleaning solution dry faster, and then you're just like chasing streaks. Yeah. So the idea is to do it
probably
on
what I'm dealing with.
Yes, to do it on kind of an
Do it on the most gloomy day you can find.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure there's lots of motivation there.
Yeah. I can gear it up for for a sad, bleak Omaha gray day.
Yeah. Perfect thing to turn your mood around.
Okay.
There we go.
Which is just the perfect segue.
Oh, okay, good.
So we've talked about how cleaning is good for your health, but it also kind of sounds like something your parents may have told you to get you to clean your room. But there's some truth to it. So I found 5 mental health benefits of a clean home, according to some experts that shared. So I want to share it on with you. So first, it gives you a sense of order and control. A study on young adults found that clutter was linked to procrastination, feeling overwhelmed, and lower quality of life. It gives you a sense of familiarity and consistency. So as humans, we naturally prefer stability and familiarity, especially in the home. So keeping your home in order can help provide you with familiarity and stability. And keep in mind, order doesn't necessarily mean everything kind of lined up in rows or neatly stored and labeled in clear plastic bins. But sense of order can vary person to person.
Yeah.
An endorphin release. So the simple act of cleaning can help release endorphins, which in turn relieves pain and stress and enhances your overall well-being.
You giving that a star, Tyler? You starting that one?
I'm making some notes. I'm just
Who are
writing
you
down.
gonna like go back and report this to somebody else?
Happy endorphins.
You're like, just so you know.
Yeah.
You guys know you
It
can
may
get
be helpful
endorphins off cleaning.
if everyone was aware of it, because it does vary within your own home how important these things are.
Yeah.
So block notes. Got it. Got it.
Number 4, improved focus. Have you ever been in a space that you just cannot simply relax or focus because the space around you feels cluttered or dirty? Yes. So having too many items in your field of vision can distract your brain's processing capacity. So clutter-free space can help your brain focus on one task at a time. And then last one I'll leave you with is regulated emotion. So deep cleaning can be a constructive outlet for frustration. This is one of my personal favorites. Dan has picked up that if I'm angry cleaning, there's something going on, and maybe just give me a little bit of space. But cleaning requires you to slow down, and in turn has a calming effect during overwhelming situations, and helps you explore and manage your emotions a little bit better.
Love that.
Yeah.
Through the physical act of organizing and straightening things, you're doing that to your emotions. It's kind of a nice trade-off.
Yeah.
And how important is mental health now? It's always been important, but it's one of those things that I think we're thinking more and more about. And if there's a simple way in, maintaining your home, this is a great place to at least start some of that for you. Something that you can control, low, no cost for most of us.
Yeah.
And I feel like not only does it help your mind, your space is clean then too. It's a
Your
double
physical
win.
health. Yeah, because of all the mold what was that? What's
mildew,
who are
mold and mildew?
Mold and mildew are
Good
two
old
friends.
friends, Eminem. Never
Yeah.
invited, but always
Right?
present.
Right?
You hope not.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I'm in similar boat as you. I don't always love the act of cleaning, but I love a clean space.
Yeah.
There's
The payoff is worth it.
Yeah. And so I'll give you some tools, tips, techniques to help you out. I consulted.
This is where you need to be taking
Yes.
Well,
yes.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I consulted the queen herself, Martha Stewart.
Yes.
Yes, and a few other resources for you. So I think Becca, you were talking about you just see so much to be done. Where do you start? How do you prioritize?
Yeah.
So a helpful tip is to do your least favorite task first. So if it's I always start with the bathroom because it's
Right.
my
You get it over with.
least favorite one. Get it out of the way. And then another tip I picked up is close the door after you've cleaned that room. It can help kind of, I guess, send a message to your family that it's been clean, it's been done. Let's try to
Don't go in
preserve
there.
this for a little bit. And just if you I think our friend Russ talked about crossing things off the list just like pets his brain
Yes.
in the right way. So, closing the door on a cleaned room can give you that like effect of like, oh, I've accomplished something. One part of it's done.
Yeah.
Love that.
So you should also clean top to bottom, left to right, or right to left. Top to bottom because gravity.
Yeah. Like if you
Things.
clean at the bottom and then you go to the top, then you have to go back and clean the bottom
Yep.
again.
And then you've just put more dirt
Right.
on the surface you've just cleaned. So thinking about the kitchen, pick a side to start and move left to right, top to bottom. So you don't want to start with vacuuming because then you're just going to like sweep everything onto the floor and have to vacuum again. And then I'm the type of person that like I start to like uncover more things that need cleaned, and then I've just like ran around the house in the most efficient way. So if you just start from one end and like work your way around, that'll help you make sure that you got every little nook and cranny, and you kind of stay on task too. You talked about dusting, Tyler. Dusting is a great place to start. You want your space to be as dust, hair free as possible, because when you start to introduce like a wet cleaning material,
it just sticks to it.
turns into like dusty mud, and then you're just chasing around wet hair and dust, and you
The
just
wet
like,
hair is the worst.
yeah,
Yep.
cannot clean it up. So, you think of dusting, you think of like a rag and like lemon pledge, but your vacuum can be your best friend with dusting. Like consider dusting with like a bristly brush, because then it like contains it in a container, and then you can like dispose of it, and you're not chasing it around or spreading dust onto more
Creating
surfaces.
little bunnies everywhere. I love it.
Just that dust rag that is just smearing it into the porous surfaces or off into different areas
Into
that you're
corners,
gonna on the floor that you're about to clean later.
Yeah.
Contain it. Okay, this is a top tip. I think
Yes.
that's a good one.
Yeah, use your vacuum to dust.
Vacuum to dust.
And-
I mean, okay, so you can use your vacuum for like floors. I mean, are you like gonna get up on? You're not gonna. Can you vacuum your walls?
You totally
Really?
can.
Okay.
You totally can. Yeah, it depends on your
Attachment.
your vacuum.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's also
I'm like
impo-
picturing like
yes
On rollers.
a beater bar. Yeah, they make some with like long hoses.
Yes,
still,
yes,
that
yes.
like kind of look old school, where it has this like
Shot
little
backs.
like.
I do that with
Yes.
like the baseboard. Like there's like an attachment or whatever, and like I do vacuum the top of the baseboard because I feel like
Yes.
ours like sticks out and like it's like a place for dust to hang out.
Yes.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. Vacuuming the dust is
Yeah, but also going back to like cleaning your appliances to care for them, your vacuum also needs cleaned.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Does
I
not
learned that the
clean
hard way.
itself.
Yes. So not to
some-
like gross you out, but like think about like cleaning around a toilet
Ew,
and
I'm already
like
grossed out.
all the the things around your toilet. Like vacuum is a great way to kind of like get all of that up, but then you also want to clean your attachment that did that. So a lot of vacuums you can buy multiple attachments, so you could label one bathroom,
yeah.
walls, whatever. So
Oh,
you're
cool,
not like
yeah. Good idea.
cross contaminating, but nothing a little like bleach spray
Right.
and some sunlight can't kill.
Quick, get it through.
Yep. Yep.
Icky, icky.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about setting yourself up for success. Set yourself a routine or schedule that you can follow. It can be very mundane. However, a regular schedule will make deep cleaning that much easier when dirt and dust hasn't had the opportunity to just like build up over time. Another one of my favorite tips is to consider like a 10-minute tidy at the end of the day. Dan and I call it the closing shift.
I love that.
So you do the closing shift at the end of the night. Set a timer. If you've only got 10 minutes to clean, 20 minutes to clean, whatever, it can be like a beat the clock type of situation, and you're going to wake up feeling so much better when that responsibility just hasn't like been pushed off onto the next person or for the next day. Becca, I thought of you with this one as somebody who strongly dislikes clutter. Is the one in, one out rule. So anytime you bring a new item into your home,
I like this rule.
Prepare yourself to part ways with the equal amount. So it's helped me with clothing and my clothing obsession.
I even try and do like 1 in, 2 out. Like it's not a 1 for 1.
Oh,
yes.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah. Like I have decided I'm not buying any more hangers. And if I don't have any hangers for clothes, then
Gotta get rid
Can't
of
buy
some.
more clothes or you have to get rid of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
there you go. That's a good idea.
Yes. Last one I'll leave you with, I had a hard time narrowing these down, but I tried to pick the most helpful ones, is don't do it alone.
Yeah, I love that.
Can the responsibility be shared amongst other people in the home? Is it something that can be outsourced? Are you in a position where you can outsource some of this work? And I feel like I just scratched the surface. There's like a number of resources out there just in kind of like preparing for this podcast episode. I just like Googled cleaning schedule, and the like number of resources out there for you there's just so many that are free. But then there's like several like guides, toolkits that you can pay for pretty inexpensively. I've talked about it a lot, but I think I spent like $20 or $30 on a cleaning like handbook, and it's just like changed how I clean and maintain the home, and I just feel so much better about it, and it's something that's like managed pretty consistently.
Which I feel like it's not overwhelming if you have someone like it laid out in front of you. Like on this day I do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I do this, and then nothing ever gets forgotten, and then you don't you don't have to like think about it. You just have to do what it says.
It's like mental outsourcing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Totally.
sometimes you don't have the mental capacity to like.
Yes.
I don't remember everything I'm supposed to do, and it's too exhausting to kind of get into.
Yeah, and to be like an expert in everything in the home is just feels impossible.
100%.
So if there's like some tips out there that can save you time, like this handbook I purchased from Go Clean Co., like cut down on the number of like cleaning supplies and gadgets. Like you really don't need a whole heck of a lot. It feels like pretty primitive cleaning supplies and techniques, and it's just houses never felt cleaner, and I just feel like I have a really efficient way of doing it too. So
I love that.
Me too.
yeah.
Well, I feel like we've learned quite a bit. And Hillary, if you ever get the angry, like I need to work out some, like I would love to outsource some of my. Is that if that's possible? You just come over? No, okay.
Sure. You want me to come, angry clean your house for you?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That
you
will
don't
be
have
yours,
to,
and you're
like-
still mad. Come on over.
That won't be weird at all for you or Sarah.
I think it's perfect. I'm in love with this idea.
I
and
don't
I'll
care if
just
it's weird.
have my people get back with your people. Okay, well, we need to start wrapping things up, but we'd love to hear, your tips, dear listener, for spring cleaning. Drop us your beyond the routine suggestions in our comments. You can check out our website, and I want to thank Becca, Renee, Tyler, and of course our producer Scott. And of course, thanks to everyone who's listening at home. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review the I'm Home podcast wherever you listen. Then hop over to nfm.com to learn more about our exclusive products and services that we have here at our store. We'll be back again soon with another episode. Till then, remember, home is what you make it.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weisskopf, Hilary Woltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.